President Joe Biden has withdrawn from the 2024 race, endorsing Vice President Kamala Harris to challenge GOP nominee Donald Trump in the fall.
We choose freedom.
Why Kamala Harris should be the next president, and why Trump's policies fall short. As the nation faces unprecedented challenges and seeks a leader with the vision and capability to navigate a complex future, Kamala Harris emerges as the ideal candidate to steer America toward progress and unity. In stark contrast, Donald Trump's track record reveals a series of policies that favor division over inclusivity and short-term gains over sustainable growth. This video will explain why Harris's leadership is essential for the country's future and why Trump's approach is not the solution America needs.
Kamala!
Hello. Hi.
Hey there!
Kamala Harris, the current Vice President of the United States, represents a dynamic and forward-thinking choice for the presidency in the upcoming election. Her extensive background in law, her achievements in public service, and her proactive approach to critical national issues make her a standout candidate. Kamala Harris has built her career on a foundation of justice, equity, and public service. Before becoming vice president, she served as the Attorney General of California and a U.S. Senator. Each role has equipped her with the experience and insights necessary to lead the nation effectively. As Attorney General of California from 2011 to 2017, Harris demonstrated her commitment to justice and consumer protection. One of her most notable achievements was negotiating an $18 billion settlement for California homeowners affected by the mortgage crisis.
As a result of 13 months of intense discussions, sometimes battle, we have delivered to California $18 billion in relief for California's homeowners.
This settlement provided substantial relief to those wrongfully foreclosed upon during the Great Recession, showcasing her ability to advocate for the rights of individuals against powerful interests. In her role as U.S. Senator from 2017 to 2021, Harris continued to champion legislative initiatives focused on criminal justice reform, healthcare access, and economic equality. Her co-sponsorship of bills such as the Justice for Victims of Lynching Act, which passed with bipartisan support, highlights her dedication to creating a more just society. Harris's ability to work across the aisle is a testament to her skills in negotiation and collaboration, essential qualities for effective leadership. In stark contrast, Donald Trump's tenure was marked by policies that often lacked depth and bipartisan support. His administration frequently faced criticism for prioritizing short-term gains and divisive measures over long-term stability and unity. Trump's focus on rollback measures, such as dismantling the Affordable Care Act without presenting a viable alternative, created uncertainty and potential loss of coverage for millions of Americans, exacerbating healthcare inequalities rather than addressing them. Economic policies and contributions. Kamala Harris's economic policies are designed to foster inclusive growth and stability. As vice president, she played a crucial role in advocating for the American Rescue Plan.
When I was elected, I said we're going to get the government out of the business of battling on Twitter and back in the business of delivering for the American people,
which allocated $50 billion to support small businesses through the Paycheck Protection Program, PPP, and other initiatives. This plan was vital in helping businesses survive the economic downturn caused by the COVID-19 pandemic, illustrating her commitment to supporting the backbone of the American economy. Harris also champions investment in minority-owned businesses, recognizing their critical role in driving innovation and job creation in local communities. By providing funding and resources to these businesses, Harris ensures that economic growth benefits all segments of society, not just the wealthy elite. In addition to supporting small businesses, Harris advocates for robust investment in infrastructure, which not only modernizes essential systems, but also creates millions of jobs.
What it means is clear. It's very clear. America are back to work.
The bipartisan infrastructure law, which she helped promote, is expected to generate significant employment opportunities across various sectors, from construction to technology. Furthermore, Harris recognizes the importance of a skilled workforce and has been an advocate for expanding vocational training and apprenticeship programs. These initiatives aim to equip workers with the skills needed for high-demand jobs, particularly in tech and green energy sectors. This forward-thinking approach ensures that America remains competitive in a rapidly changing global economy. In contrast, Trump's economic policies often favored the wealthy and large corporations. His signature tax cuts, which were supposed to spur economic growth, primarily benefited the top 1% and increased the national deficit significantly, without delivering the promised widespread economic benefits. The focus on deregulation and short-term gains failed to address the systemic issues that contribute to economic inequality, leaving many Americans behind. Addressing income inequality. Income inequality remains a significant challenge in the United States, and Kamala Harris has consistently emphasized the need to bridge the economic divide and ensure equitable opportunities for all Americans. As a senator, Harris proposed the Lift the Middle Class Act, aimed at providing up to $6,000 a year in tax credits to middle-class families. This policy was designed to alleviate financial pressure and stimulate economic activity, demonstrating her commitment to supporting working families. Harris has also expressed support for exploring universal basic income (UBI) policies, which can provide a safety net for individuals in an increasingly automated economy. By advocating for innovative solutions to economic challenges, Harris shows her willingness to think outside the box and address the root causes of inequality. In the realm of healthcare, Harris has been a staunch defender of the Affordable Care Act, ACA.
Every person in our nation should be able to access and afford the health care they need to thrive, not as a privilege.
Advocating for its expansion to ensure more Americans have access to affordable health care. Her support for universal health care solutions, such as Medicare for All, reflects her understanding of the financial burdens that medical costs place on families. By prioritizing healthcare reform, Harris aims to create a system that works for everyone, not just the privileged few. In stark contrast, Trump's approach to healthcare was largely characterized by attempts to dismantle the ACA without presenting a viable alternative. This led to uncertainty and potential loss of coverage for millions of Americans, exacerbating healthcare inequalities rather than addressing them. Trump's policies often prioritize the interests of the wealthy and powerful, leaving vulnerable populations without the support they needed. Climate change and green economy. Harris's approach to climate change is comprehensive, combining environmental stewardship with economic opportunity. She supports significant investment in renewable energy sources, which not only reduce carbon emissions, but also create sustainable jobs. Her advocacy for the Green New Deal underscores her commitment to transitioning to a green economy, recognizing that addressing climate change can drive innovation and job creation. Harris also emphasizes environmental justice, pushing for policies that address the disproportionate impact of climate change on marginalized communities. By ensuring that all communities benefit from green initiatives, Harris promotes a more equitable and sustainable future. Trump's administration, conversely, rolled back numerous environmental regulations and withdrew from the Paris Agreement, signaling a disregard for global climate efforts and long-term environmental health. His focus on reviving the fossil fuel industry overlooked the economic potential of green technologies and the imperative of climate action. This short-sighted approach not only hindered progress on climate change, but also missed opportunities for economic growth in the burgeoning green economy. Social justice and criminal justice reform. Kamala Harris's background as a prosecutor has informed her nuanced approach to criminal justice reform. She advocates for policies that balance public safety with the need for systemic change. Harris has been a vocal critic of the cash bail system, which disproportionately impacts low-income individuals, and supports reforms to eliminate cash bail and ensure a fairer pretrial system. Harris has also worked towards reducing mandatory minimum sentences for non-violent offenses, advocating for more rehabilitative and restorative justice approaches. Her support for increased accountability for law enforcement, including the establishment of national standards for use of force and independent investigations into police misconduct, demonstrates her commitment to creating a more just and equitable system. In contrast, Trump's stance on social justice issues often exacerbated tensions rather than fostering reconciliation. His administration's hardline approach to protests and its reluctance to address systemic racism further polarized the nation, creating an environment of division and distrust. Vice presidency with Biden. Kamala Harris's tenure as vice president has further solidified her qualifications for the presidency. Working closely with President Joe Biden, she has played a pivotal role in addressing the nation's most pressing challenges. One of Harris's significant contributions has been her leadership in the administration's COVID-19 response. She was instrumental in promoting vaccine distribution efforts, focusing on ensuring that vaccines reached underserved and vulnerable communities. Harris's commitment to equitable healthcare access was evident in her advocacy for mobile vaccination units and community outreach programs, which helped increase vaccination rates in areas with limited healthcare infrastructure. Harris has also been a key player in the administration's economic recovery efforts. She supported the passage of the American Rescue Plan, a $1.9 trillion relief package aimed at providing financial assistance to struggling families, small businesses, and local governments. The plan included direct payments to Americans, extended unemployment benefits, and increased funding for healthcare and education. Harris's involvement in shaping and promoting this legislation underscores her dedication to rebuilding the economy and supporting those hit hardest by the pandemic. In addition to her work on domestic issues, Harris has taken an active role in foreign policy and national security. She has represented the United States in diplomatic engagements with key allies and partners, emphasizing the importance of multilateral cooperation and rebuilding alliances strained during the previous administration. Harris's diplomatic efforts have focused on addressing global challenges such as climate change, cybersecurity threats, and international health crises, reinforcing her commitment to a collaborative and forward-thinking foreign policy. Harris's work on immigration reform also highlights her leadership capabilities. She has been a vocal advocate for creating a fair and humane immigration system, addressing the root causes of migration, and providing a pathway to citizenship for undocumented immigrants. Her efforts to reform immigration policies reflect her understanding of the complex factors driving migration and her commitment to finding compassionate and comprehensive solutions. Moreover, Harris has continued to champion criminal justice reform as vice president. She has worked with lawmakers to advance legislation aimed at addressing systemic racism in policing, reducing mass incarceration, and promoting restorative justice practices. Harris's dedication to criminal justice reform aligns with her broader vision of creating a more just and equitable society. In contrast, Trump's vice presidency was often marred by controversy and a lack of coherent policy direction.
Chinese officials are racing to contain a quickly spreading virus that has now killed at least 17 people, infected hundreds more, and spread to several other countries.
We have it totally under control. It's one person coming in from China, and we have it under control. It's going to be just fine.
His administration's response to the COVID-19 pandemic was widely criticized for its inconsistencies and failure to adequately address the crisis. The economic policies under Trump, including the tax cuts and deregulation efforts, primarily benefited the wealthy and large corporations, exacerbating income inequality and failing to provide meaningful relief to working families. Kamala Harris embodies the qualities and experience needed to lead the United States into a brighter future. Her commitment to economic equality, social justice, climate action, and international cooperation positions her as a visionary leader, ready to tackle the complex challenges of our time. With a proven track record and a forward-thinking agenda, Kamala Harris offers a path toward a more equitable, prosperous, and united America. In contrast, Donald Trump's policies, characterized by short-term gains, divisive rhetoric, and a lack of substantive progress, fall short of what is needed for the future of the United States. His administration's focus on the interests of the wealthy and powerful, coupled with a disregard for environmental and social justice, underscores the need for a leader who prioritizes the well-being of all Americans. By choosing Kamala Harris as the next president, we invest in a leader who understands the diverse needs of the American people and is dedicated to creating opportunities for all. Her presidency would not only build on the progress made, but also inspire a new era of innovation, justice, and sustainable growth. What do you think about Kamala Harris's leadership? Please share your thoughts in the comment below. Thank you for watching.